Sir, may I come in?
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Oh, good evening. It's not afternoon, it's evening now.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Animesh,
Please come.
Thank you, sir.
IT Delhi, you were a hosteler. You have stayed in hostel.
Yes, sir.
Which hostel was that?
Sir, Nilgiri hostel.
IT hostels are named after what? Mountains, rivers, what?
Yes, sir. Mountains.
Can you name all the hostels in the mountains and where those mountains are found?
Sir, Nilgiri hostel, Karakoram, Aravali hostel, Vindhyachal hostel, Shivalik hostel, Girnar hostel, Sir, Himadri hostel, girls hostel, Himadri hostel, and Kailash hostel.
Can you identify the hills of these hostels? Where are they in India? If some of them, if not all of them.
Yes, sir. So, for example, Nilgiri hostel is located at the tri-junction of the Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. And Karakoram hostel is situated in the north region, Jammu Kashmir region.
Tell me, what do you know about IITs being instructed by the government to generate their own revenues through taking projects and all that? You know about that? They are supposed to raise their own revenues also rather than depending 100% from the government. Is IT Delhi doing something about it?
Yes, sir. For example, the network of the alumni is being strengthened to increase the revenue from some of the successful alumni, and so.
Anyway, that's tough for you to know at this stage. That's a policy. Now, I'm talking about two distinguished faculty from IIT Delhi. One is Mukesh Khare. I've heard about the name of, he is still there in the campus. Mukesh Khare. What he contributes to? No idea.
Sorry, sir. I'm not.
He's on the environmental issues. He's on the GRAC and other things. And there was a transport expert who died some time back.
Dinesh Kumar.
Did you know about Dinesh Kumar? Have you heard his name?
Sorry, sir. No, sir.
Maybe you were not knowing about that.
I'm not in my department at least.
What do you know about a Speak Make, which originated in IIT Delhi? A Speak Make is a cultural organization. You must have heard about it.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
seen any of the progress by Speak
Sir,
Make?
unfortunately, I haven't seen, but I've heard from some of my friends it is related to the musical fest of India, especially that.
An IT professor promoted this. What is his name?
Sorry, sir. I don't
You
know.
not know? It's all right, no problem. You are an electrical engineer.
Yes.
Okay. What are the different ways we are trying to generate electricity in India today? All taken together and in terms of percentage?
So, in terms of electricity generation, the thermal power sources, that is coal, lignite, diesel, account for the maximum, that is 75% of the total electricity generation. The next comes is the large hydro power plants, which account for almost 11% to the electricity generation. And then for the solar power, it contributes about 5%. Wind energy 4.5%. Next comes nuclear energy with about 3% share in the electricity generation, and biomass energy about 2%, and small hydro 0.5%.
Which states are leading in the wind energy generation? Where you find most of the wind turbines?
So it is mostly located in the western coastal region of India, like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat.
Wind?
Yes, sir.
You are wrong. Tamil Nadu is topping it,
Sure.
followed by Rajasthan.
Sorry, sir, I will read about it.
Okay. Can you compare the design of thermal power turbine and a wind turbine? Are both the same, or there will be a difference in the two?
So I know that they are different; they are not the same. But sir, sorry, sir, I do not know the exact.
That's okay if you do not know.
Okay. Can you tell us something about the status of electrification in India?
Yes, sir. Sir, the government runs many schemes like the
Okay, no, that is fine. What percentage of India is electrified? And what is the definition that is used to say that the village is electrified? Are you aware of this?
Sorry, sir, I will read about this.
Okay. Now, this the performance of discoms, how are they functioning? Have they been able to recover the revenues or?
So, since 2015, the discoms were facing distribution companies were facing a lot of debt and as well as operational inefficiencies.
Yeah.
But after the introduction of schemes like the Uday scheme, that is Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana, more financial efficiency has been introduced. For example, most like 75% of that has been uh, given to the state government, and also the remaining portion has been converted to bonds. So these are some of the ways, and also the smart meter program has been introduced so as to increase the revenue and reduce the theft of electricity.
Okay. Now, you stay in Delhi. You must be aware of this graded response action plan to contain pollution. Now, in that there is a guideline or an instruction that the use of diesel generating sets that will be banned. So, how do you view it in the context that unless discoms provide uninterrupted power supply, so is it an advisable thing to ask the citizen not to use a DG set even for emergency purposes?
Yes, sir. So I think for emergency purposes, I believe that diesel power generation should be allowed, but more and more power renewable energies, the shortage can be bought from other states through power exchanges. So I think this method can be used to promote renewable energy, as well as for emergency situations, some considerations must be allowed from the government.
And are you aware of the electronic vehicle policy? What is its main target?
Yes, sir. So some of the main targets of the EV policy of India includes to increase the domestic manufacturing of electric vehicles, and to become a global leader in the EV sector by promoting more and more consumers to adopt the EV.
So, are there any quantitative targets laid down for that? Like what percentage of vehicles would be converted to electronic vehicles?
So for the economic survey highlighted that last year's that about by 2030 about 30% of all the vehicle sales would be contributed by the EV sector.
And what are the constraints that are likely to arise as we move along this trajectory?
So some of the constraints include lack of expertise in the EV manufacturing sector, because most of our domestic companies have historically been producing IC conventional vehicles. And so secondly, I would say the lack of implementation of subsidies under the FAME scheme, faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, which was pointed in the economic survey as well. So thirdly, there are some safety concerns with respect to EV. For example, sometimes due to overcharging lithium batteries
Okay.
lead to
And do we have a consolidated energy policy for the nation?
so I would say broadly we have the Panchamrit goal, and also the government brought out the long-term low emission development strategy under the UNFCCC.
Okay. Lastly, the government of Uttar Pradesh recently it announced the rupees 1 lakh grant to each state, to each district, for to be spent on temples during the Navratri celebration. Huh? So is this sort of an allocation, does it lead to the growth of the economy? And would you recommend this sort of an allocation across the board?
So this type of allocation has many beneficial effects also, sir. For example, it increases the tourism, and it increases the spiritual and religious tourism in UP, which leads to the development, leads to the employment of the local population there, and leads to the development of the relatively less developed cities like Prayagraj or Varanasi, and so on. So it has many economic advantages as well, sir.
So can it bypass the preceding stages? Like if you do not have a strong primary sector, if you do not have manufacturing, so can this sort of expenditure on services, can it uplift the economy?
Yes, sir. So I would recommend, I would say that a sort of balance has to be maintained because especially manufacturing sector is also very crucial for growth of any nation or state. So a wise distribution of allocation should be made.
Thank you.
Is Sivan Agarwal. What is it? What's
Sir,
your name?
Animesh Verma.
Animesh. Animesh, what is your hobby?
Some of my hobbies include strength training and walking in nature.
Strength training. So, why strength training is important for maintaining muscle mass?
Yes, sir. Strength training actually uses so the benefits you are asking, right?
Whatever you feel like you can. Why it is important to increase muscle mass?
Yes, sir. So to increase muscle mass, it has some benefits like it leads to the overall healthy
Do you
state of the
think there
body
is a loss of muscle?
because of strength training.
I mean, in general, when we age, what is the rate of loss of muscle?
Yes, sir.
Do you
Sorry,
understand?
I don't have the exact data.
Okay, but as you grow old, muscles are lost after say 25 years. Every year you lose some. So strength training has been recommended. In what way it replaces or it helps to build your muscle? What kind of strength training you do?
Yes, sir. Okay. So, me specifically, I usually go for home workouts using simple equipment like bench, dumbbells, and when I have time, for example, after the mains exam, I usually go to the gym as well.
So what kind of exercise you do?
So, I usually divide the exercises based on the muscle groups like back exercise, biceps, triceps, chest, and so. And for each muscle group, I usually practice 5 to 6 exercises of 3 sets each, about 10 to 12 reps, and I try to exercise at least 5 to 6 times per week.
Okay. So is it a aerobic exercise, muscle training?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is largely an anaerobic exercise. It leads to the formation of lactic acid as well.
And looking at India's obesity, what do you think about this obesity epidemic in India?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the recent years, especially in the more developed cities, there has been an increase in the percentage of obese people. And so, to address this problem, the government has also launched many programs like the Fit India program, Eat Right initiative as well, which promotes more of a healthy and balanced diet, and also which warns against high fat, salt, and sugar food. And also, they also promote a healthy lifestyle, be it healthy and active lifestyle, be it in the form of any physical exercise or sports or any type of physical activity.
Do you follow current affairs?
Yes, sir.
India-USA cooperation, do you read something about that?
Yes, sir.
Like there is a growing cooperation between India and USA in the field of technology, which is called ICET. Can you tell us something about that?
Yes, sir. So last year, India and US signed the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technologies, which basically promotes a joint research, production, and co-development of latest and emerging technologies like in terms of space tech or AI or any of the latest technologies, including 6G as well in the field of telecoms. Sir. Yes, sir.
So, in what way it is different than the earlier, technology agreement between India and USA, like defense development technology? In what way it differs?
So I would say historically there was very low transfer of technology from US to India, but in the recent years, especially in last year with the in the defense technology domain and ICET, US has agreed to transfer more of the technology to India.
Why do you think US is losing? Do you think US is losing technological supremacy vis-a-vis other nations? What do you think?
So I
Like
would
China,
say,
for example, in which area?
yes, sir. Uh, to point out one area, I would say it US loses from China in the domain of critical minerals, especially the REEs, renewable rare earth.
But that is not technology. I mean, I am asking in which area of technology US is losing its supremacy and what it is doing to check that and how to restore its supremacy.
So I would say telecom domain because in the case of 5G, development of 5G, many Chinese companies were the pioneers in the domain of 5G, whereas US companies lag behind a bit from China.
What about AI?
Yes, sir. So
No,
in
and
case,
what USA is doing? What is the Biden government's program?
so
What kind of assistance it is giving to promote technologically, frontier companies to come forward?
I would say US has a very strong IPR policy, protection of intellectual property rights.
Okay, but what is the concrete thing which is US is doing to promote or to attract?
So
And the companies are, going to USA for that. That is the subsidy. It is giving a lot of subsidy to foreign companies if they come to USA. Yes, sir. Right.
Animesh,
yes,
you
sir.
have studied in Jaipuriya school in Lucknow and moved to IIT Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me, describe your journey from there to how did it enrich you? What kind of challenges you faced in IIT Delhi?
Yes, sir. So, in case of enrichment, I would say IT Delhi offered a very good environment, very competitive and very knowledgeable environment because there also my colleagues, my friends are very, uh, say, knowledgeable and innovative in their own fields. And so, other enriching experience I would say is the domain of experiential learning, like labs were promoted. So I had like we had first hands-on experience with respect to various electric motors as well, and also communication labs. So these are some of the enriching experience. And so coming to the challenges that I faced in IT Delhi, so uh, I would say first is I would like I'm introvert. I'm not used to uh, talking with so many people. So opening up was first of all a bit of a challenge for me. And so secondly, I would say initially I lagged a bit in academics as well. Like in the first semester, I had like seven point something SGPA. So second was the academic challenge, and so. So these are some of the challenges.
Coming to the first enrichment experience, which you did pass a remark. See, when you were in Jaipuriya school, the noon from Lucknow, but did you find a change in coming to IIT Delhi from different states? Best of best, creams of cream, they were there from northeast, from south, and this, and there's a big difference when you come to IIT, any IIT. Okay, you have opted for the IAS
Yes.
and your UP as the cadre, home cadre.
Yes.
Tell me three important things which are the best way of best aspects of living in or staying in UP. 3.
Okay, sir. So the three best things I would say, first of all, the multicultural, multi-religious, multicultural
Cultural
society
heritage, yes. Rich culture.
of
Okay.
UP, because it's the birthplace of Buddhism as well, and a very significant ancient religious sites of Hinduism, Ayodhya as well. So very multicultural society in UP. And so, secondly, I would say, sorry, sir.
Okay, that doesn't matter. We'll discuss in the feedback. Who has been your role model to go into the civil services?
So, in case of civil services, there isn't any particular role model for me, sir. But I try to pick the best qualities from every person.
So
every
how did you
civil
come to know about this is coming to IIT, or even before that, when you went to school, you had there's something called as civil services. Because ideally, you find so many people appearing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that prompted you, that had demonstrated effect on you.
Yes, sir. During college as well, in the year 2020, I chose to go for the civil services because of college exposure, and also because my father also told me, because it is a very good service which I should explore because of the diverse challenges and opportunities it provides, and also it has a very good chance to make a direct positive impact on the people and has a good job satisfaction as well. Yes, sir.
There's one large section, and very large section, who deal with the bureaucrats, especially the IAS, direct impact. The accessibility is not there. Hardly any aapka shashan, aapke dwar thing. And many people on the grounds, maybe it's an intellectual trademark, it's not IAS, Indian Arrogant Service. Why is that? What would you do that these labels should not come to you? They should not be put on you. You belong to an Indian Arrogant Service. What you will do?
So, to work in this domain, I would like make more rural visits as well, because as an IS, I should implement the schemes and especially work for the development of those who are unserved population. That is the underprivileged people, the rural people, the remote areas. So I would and also I would personally try to learn their dialect language as well, so as to directly understand their problems, and if possible directly implement it on the spot. Otherwise, very soon implement.
Thank you. Thank you, Animesh.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Questions on UP you have asked?
Yes, sir.
यूपी पे पूछ लिया, फिर क्या बचा? ठीक है, we'll give you the feedback. You can go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
इस पे पूछ ही लिया वाकई। अच्छा सुनो, एक बात और सुनो, एक मिनट मैं
Yes,
थोड़ा,
sir.
तुम बैठ जाओ।
Walking nature.
बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। तुम आईटी दिल्ली में हो तो वॉकिंग नेचर के लिए कहाँ जाते हो? वहाँ नेचर तो है नहीं।
Yes, sir.
Where do you choose to go for walking in nature? Neighboring areas में कोई है walking in nature का?
So actually,
Have you explored or not? If you love walking in nature, you should explore. Neighboring area में कहाँ पे नेचर मिलेगा आपको? तो आईटी के पास कहाँ मिलता है आपको?
Sir, there's Mehrauli area. There are some.
Across road is Deer Park. You don't know it.
Deer Park, just in front. Yes, sir.
संजय वन का नाम नहीं सुना है? संजय वन, you have heard about संजय वन?
No, sorry, sir.
You don't know. That's the best nature park available to you from IT Delhi.
Okay, sir.
अभी भी हॉस्टल में ही हो?
No, sir. Actually, I completed graduation in
You are out of
22. Yes, sir.
ठीक है, जाओ।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
इसके पास इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन ही है तो यंग एज है ना, काफी यंग है,
तो
कितना एक्सपोजर होगा इसका?
कर लेगा वो, कोई नहीं है।
तुम्हारा तो सब ठीक है, यू आर वेरी यंग एंड वेरी गुड, तो सब कर लोगे। इस तरह के सवाल आ जाते हैं, वर्किंग इन नेचर आईटी से करते हो तो कहाँ जाते थे, क्या करते थे, तो ये तुरंत दिमाग में आएगा। आईटी दिल्ली एवरीबडी नोज। तो एक बार बीच में अभी कहाँ दिल्ली में रुके हो?
No sir, I have done my preparation from Lucknow only.
नहीं, अभी दिल्ली में रुकोगे कुछ दिन?
No
चले
sir.
जाओगे?
कब इंटरव्यू अभी आई नहीं है?
No sir, I'm not in phase 1.
एक बार ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि जब तुम आईटी में थे तो वॉकिंग इन नेचर कहाँ करते थे जाके? दैट्स अ वेरी प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन। नेचर में करते हो तो तुम थोड़ी जाके देहरादून में
Actually, I
करो।
started it during the COVID pandemic time. That from home only I started this. I
नो
got
नो,
this.
उससे ज़्यादा आसान पैंडेमिक का बात अब मत करो।
Okay,
अब तुम एक काम करो कि कभी दिल्ली में एक आध दिन जब रुकोगे तो आईटी दिल्ली तो तुम्हारा ही एरिया है। वो बेरसराय, वहाँ से जो रोड जाता है ना, बेरसराय देख रहे हो?
yes sir,
बेरसराय,
yes sir.
तो सीधे जो रोड जाता है वही संजय वन है, 2 किलोमीटर आगे। इज द बेस्ट नेचर वॉक एंड लॉट्स ऑफ ग्रुप्स गो देयर, इज द बेस्ट नेचर वॉक। लेकिन ऐसे हवा में तो नहीं बात करोगे, तो एक बार जाके देखा उसको संजय वन में, ठीक है? टेक अ वॉक ए डे, इन्वेस्ट 1 or 2 days so that it becomes realistic for you। इससे ज़्यादा आप क्या बोल पाओगे? आप वॉकिंग इन नेचर में कुछ और कहीं तो जाते नहीं हो, आप नैनीताल और देहरादून तो जाते नहीं हो वॉक करने के लिए नेचर में, तो नेचर वॉक को जस्टिफाई करना पड़ेगा। तो आप उस संजय वन में चले जाओ तो आईटी से जुड़ा हुआ है वो, तो उसको तुम संजय वन लिख लो, बेरसराय के आगे है।
Okay, yes.
मेक ए विजिट एंड क्लेम दैट आई हैव बीन गोइंग देयर, बट फेमिलियराइज योरसेल्फ विद दैट। संजय वन में क्या क्या है, क्या देखा, बर्ड्स भी है वहाँ पे, बहुत सारा वाइल्ड लाइफ भी है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें भी वहाँ पर हैं।
Okay.
आई ऑब्जर्व दिस दैट विल।
अगर वहाँ जाते रहे हो जो डियर पार्क है तो
Exactly,
उसको
deer
पहले
park हम-
मास्टर
हाँ,
कर लो,
what is
मूव टू संजय वन।
संजय
दो
across the road.
डियर पार्क और फिर वो
Across
संजय
the
वन,
road.
दोनों को कर लो।
When we were there, there was no Sanjay Park.
Okay, yes sir.
मतलब क्योंकि खाली कहने से काम नहीं चलेगा।
नहीं, उसको आपको इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ कि तुमको फेमिलियराइज
कि
करना पड़ेगा
संजय वन में क्या है अंदर, किसने बनाया है, फिर वो हिस्ट्री भी आ जाएगी उसमें।
संजय की भी आ जाएगी।
तो कम से कम एक चीज में क्लियर हो कि भाई ये जो नियरेस्ट है टू आईआईटी,
तो डियर पार्क भी तो नहीं जा रहा है वहाँ
तो
पे,
चला जाएगा वो जाके
आपको
फिर
ये दिखाई
संजय वन चला
my
जाएगा।
time we used to see deer.
Okay,
About UP you should know. We have not asked much.
yes sir.
And
इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग की हो, तुम्हारा सब्जेक्ट भी हो गया, तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से रिलेटेड बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आने जा रहे हैं। आई आस्क्ड सम, ही आल्सो आस्क्ड सम। पूरा क्या है हमारा इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन का, क्या मुद्दा है, रूरल इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन क्या होता है, क्या कर रहे हैं हम, स्विच ओवर कैसे कर रहे हैं, एकदम पूरा उस पर मास्टरी करो तुम पूरा। यू हैव लेस एक्सपोजर टू इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग, ओके? वो
Yes.
टरबाइन में डिफरेंस नहीं बता पा रहे हो, कहीं कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया तो हाँ, कहाँ पे टरबाइन लो, इंटायर रूट मैप शुड बी क्लियर टू यू। इंडिया का जो इलेक्ट्रिकल मैप है पूरा क्लियर होना चाहिए आपके पास, उस पर ज़्यादा मेहनत करो आप।
Yes sir, I will work on this.
क्योंकि दैट इज योर डोमेन, यू कैन नॉट से कि आई डू नॉट नो। बाकी नहीं जानते हो तो चल जाएगा, बट इसमें नहीं जानते हो तो नहीं चलेगा। वो आईटी दिल्ली से किए हुए हो, ठीक है?
And the question, it can be anywhere. What are the aspects? Well, what do you consider? See, cultural heritage, but you don't live only because of cultural heritage. Health is what? Education is what? How? Law and order situation. There are the 4 parameters on generally you say, I would like to stay. You know,
Yes sir.
no issue about it. You will do well.
ठीक है, योर एडवांटेज दैट यू आर
And by the way, on his question is Professor Kiran Seth, who did the speak making.
किरण सेठ
Yes sir. Yes sir, I heard there was.
ये सब तुम्हारे आईटी के तुम एल्यूमनाई हो, तो
Yes.
वहाँ के लोगों के बारे में जानना चाहिए ना। मुकेश खरे इज डियर फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, ही इज एनवायरमेंट एक्सपर्ट। दिनेश कुमार ट्रांसपोर्ट का था।
Dinesh Mohan just died in
Dinesh
COVID.
Mohan.
ये उसमें एल्यूमनाई कौन है फेमस, ये तो
Yes,
नहीं चाहिए ना
his
भाई।
wife is still there, Peggy Mohan. Good, good.
आईआईटी का व्हाट इज द मोटो ऑफ आईआईटी
Yes.
दिल्ली लोगों
मैंने
क्या
एक
है,
क्वेश्चन
क्या
पूछा
ऐसा
था
तो-
तुमको कि वो आजकल उनको दे दिया है कि आप अपने प्रोड्यूस कीजिए, इनकम जनरेट कीजिए, आईटी के बारे में दिया हुआ है सरकार का, तो उसमें थोड़ा पढ़ के तब देख लेना।
And that is true for the other universities also.
They're supposed to make their own
Yes.
revenues now.
Okay. Yes sir, I will read about this.
Like UP में कहते हैं 100% कॉलेज। चलो, it's very good.
ओके,
Thank you,
बेस्ट
sir.
ऑफ लक।
Thanks a lot.
आखिरी में पसीना को पहुंचा गए थे थोड़ा
नहीं, वो जुकाम हो गया था सर.
ठीक, वेरी गुड।
Thanks a lot.
अनिमेश, डू वेरी गुड।
Thank you sir.
चलो, we have